Recently, I've been reading through John 15, and I wanted to share a few things with you that I believe will encourage you. But when I read it, I was reminded again that God's intent is that we bear much fruit. Not so that we will be seen and will be made famous, but because when we do, He is glorified. When you bear much fruit, my Father is honored and glorified, and you show and prove yourselves to be true followers of mine. That's John 15:8. When we bear fruit, He is glorified. And what's even more exciting is that He's chosen and appointed you to bear much fruit. John 15:16 says, "You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and I've appointed you that you might go and bear fruit and keep on bearing, and that your fruit may be lasting. So whatever you ask the Father in my name, He may give it to you." The next question you may be asking is, that's great, but what must I do? What more must I add to my already busy life? And the answer is so much more simpler than we think. John 15:7 says, "If you live in me, and my words remain in you, and continue to live in your hearts, ask whatever you will, and it will be done for you." You see, us having fruitful lives that glorify the Lord starts simply with abiding in Him and letting His words settle in our hearts. Those times of just being with the lover of our souls and hearing Him whisper of His love for us will cause our lives to bear fruit without striving. I often quote Heidi Baker as she says, "All fruitfulness flows from intimacy." And intimacy just means we have a close familiarity or friendship with someone. It means we can just be together. Sometimes we will say nothing and enjoy each other's company. It might look like sharing our hearts, even shedding a few tears, sharing a good laugh. When my husband and I go for a walk, we might talk, we might pray. Sometimes we just walk in silence, but we are enjoying each other's company. And this is no different in our relationship with the Lord. He loves to hear us pray and bring our requests to Him. But I also believe He loves it when we just lean into His presence, get close enough to hear His whispers of love and encouragement to us. In John 13:8, we see John leaning his head on Jesus. It's a beautiful scripture. I encourage you, just go and read that. But we only take this position in a very trusted and intimate relationship. I'm not going to lean my head against the chest of somebody I don't know or know vaguely. You see, this kind of relationship that we're invited into is one where we can share our hearts, our needs, our fears, our disappointments, as well as our joys and our victories. And it's also from this position that we hear His life-giving words that cause our lives to flourish and bear much good fruit of peace and joy and faith. And many will eat from the overflow that comes from us leaning against Jesus' chest and drawing near to the lover of our souls. You see, when our lives bear much fruit, when others glean from the fruit of our lives, our Father is glorified. John 15:5 says, "I am the sprouting vine, and you are the branches. As you live in union with me as your source, fruitfulness will stream from within you. But when you live separated from me, you are powerless." And we have not been called to live powerless lives. As you live in union with Jesus as your source, His promise to you is that fruitfulness will stream from within you. So let's lean our heads against Jesus' chest. Let's abide in Him and just watch what He will do. Watch the beautiful fruit that will come from your life without striving, but just from abiding with the lover of your soul.